Welcome to Animania Chronicles, where we dive deep into the captivating worlds of anime, dissecting stories, unraveling characters, and sharing our passion for all things animated. Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting review. Today, we're delving deep into the Fruit of Grisaia Part 2 of 6, the next chapter in this captivating anime series. Join me as we dissect the intricacies of Part 2 and uncover what makes this series a must-watch. Let's dive right in. At night, she goes outside and sees Yuji staring at the stars and crying. Yuji continues growing, and as he goes on a run, he remembers Asako's words that he needs to run faster to be popular with the girls in elementary school. As he continues growing, Asako tells him that running isn't enough in middle school and that the bad boys who are capable of fighting are the ones who get girls. She begins training him to toughen up, teaching him to be a person who is strong and fights for the right reasons instead of using his strength to harm others. She teaches him to use whatever he needs to win, so he calls out for his dog to bite her. Finally, she teaches him that fighters are only popular in middle school and that girls only like smart people in high school. Asako makes him read all kinds of books, whether it's manga or non-fiction, telling him that she'll buy him everything. After all of his reading, he finds Asako cleaning her gun while smoking. She asks him if he's ever fired one of these before and takes him to the wilderness the next day. He fires his first shot from 300 meters and completely misses. However, he's determined to get it on the next shot, and Asako promises him a present if he does. He aims and fires, hitting the target. As promised, Asako gives him a case with the number 9029, which was her agent number. This sniper rifle will be Yuji's from now on. However, she tells him that he needs to follow his path without ever giving up. Yuji asks Asako if he could call her his master because, to him, she wasn't a mother or a sister. She was least of all a father. The only thing she became to him was a master. During the winter, Asako gathers ammunition for Yuji, and they go out together on a hunt. He aims at a deer, and Asako tells him to not waste a single bullet because they will cost the taxpayers money. However, Yuji falters and is unable to pull the trigger. Asako realizes his weakness and doesn't blame him because he's been through more than any other kid. On a random day, Yuji wakes up to his dog barking but finds a bear has broken into their home. Quickly, Yuji rushes to his bedroom and takes out his gun but only comes back to see John being bitten by the bear. He takes aim to save his dog, but his mind blocks him from taking action, and he fails to fire at the bear. As the bear leaves, Yuji builds up his courage to go take his dog back. His life of fear will no longer stop him from saving the one he cares about, so as he runs to and is ready to aim, he slips on the snow and fires, clogging his gun. The bear notices and is ready to eat him alive, but Yuji uses his knife to slash at the bear. The bear knocks it away in a single hit, and Yuji's entire mind flashes with the words to end the bear with a simple stick. He blinds the bear's eye and gets his gun, pointing it down the bear's head. A rustling comes from nearby, and he sees a couple of cubs walking toward his dog because it's their food. Yuji wonders why his family has become their food. He wonders why it couldn't have been any other life that had nothing to do with him and screams in pain as he fires. He later comes back to Asako with his dog's collar, and she asks him what happened. Yuji couldn't kill the bear in the end and tells her that no matter how hard he tried, it was no use. She hugs him to her chest, telling him that it's okay. They spend the sunset burying his dog's collar, and Yuji wishes he could be as strong as Asako so that he can die happily. Asako tells him that his life isn't just some meaningless excuse until he dies, and that she knows he can't kill anything unless she gives him a direct order. However, she reminds him that his food and shelter are all given by the taxpayers, so he is indebted to making sure he can protect them. In the old days, Asako tells him that he wouldn't have been able to die until he's killed for 2 years. Yuji remembers being in the shower with Asako and her asking him when his birthday was. Yuji told her that today was his birthday, so she asked him what he would want for his birthday. Yuji tells her he wants a nicer guardian. She bites him and he blushes, so she tells him that she'll give him the best present of all. He asks her what it is, and she says she will be the present. That was how his first time went, and JB goes on to ask if they've only and tells her to have a few drinks in the meantime. After a few bottles, Asako calls to give Yuji a special mission now that JB is completely wasted. She wants Yuji to give her a good time. He pulls her to the bedroom and doesn't let her go. He calls her by her first name, and instead of eating the meaty dinner he was preparing, she ends up getting devoured by his meaty rifle. A few more years pass, and Asako's health begins declining. Yuji notices her hands are shaking whenever she begins drinking and begs her to stop because she's all he has left, no matter how many times he asks her. If she was sick, she would lie to him and tell him that she wasn't, but he noticed something was wrong with her body. She began zoning out more and more, and her health began causing her to miss work. It got so bad that when she got a call, she was unable to even answer the phone, so Yuji had to pick it up. On the other side, an agent was commanding Asako to respond to the current mission and invoking Article 9, causing her to be imprisoned if she refused. Because of her current health, Yuji began taking on her jobs. A few days later, JB asks Asako why she hasn't been talking to her on-site, but Asako admits to her that she wasn't the person doing the job. JB yells at Asako for having Yuji take her jobs the same way Aso forced him to, but Yuji insists that it's his decision because he wants to one day repay Asako. JB worries that Yuji is getting carried away by Asako's lifestyle, but Yuji insists that this is the way for him to find meaning in his life. JB yells at Asako and takes Yuji outside, firing bullets in her ceiling as she's leaving. Over the river, Yuji reveals that he told Asako that he wants to be just like her and wonders if JB knew Asako's response. JB tells him that Asako probably wouldn't want two of her in this world, but is happy that she has Yuji looking up to her. She asks him one final time if this is the path he wishes to tread, but he tells her that this is the only way he could ever repay the debt he has for them. After they leave, Asako tells him that he's going to America to attend military school. A big black man asks him what he's in this hole for, and Yuji reveals that it's because he ended his parents. This startles him, but Yuji says he's just joking. After being certified, Yuji tells the man that he should buy his own shoes if he doesn't want athlete's foot. The soldier wonders how he knows this, and Yuji reveals that he's been a soldier since he was a kid, but the man thinks he's just joking. In the bedroom, the man calls him an Asian boy, but Yuji tells him he's Japanese and introduces himself as Yuji. The man mocks him and calls him Eugene because he looks girly, but Yuji corrects him and tells him that his crazy music is making him deaf. The man takes it in good sport and introduces himself as Danny Boner because he has a big black Danny. Danny calls Yuji shorty, and Yuji gives up. The next day, the commander slaps Yuji in the face because he's raised by Asako, so he should be grateful and honored by the slap. During training, Danny lags behind and asks Yuji to wait up, but he tells him to stop all the smoking. Even as they swim, Danny's big muscles gas out faster, and Yuji tries to encourage him. He asks him what he would do if a girl with big plot was drowning, and this inspires Danny to swim faster than a shark. During lunch, Danny makes fun of Yuji's new face, but Yuji tells him that their commander has been a pain recently. Danny tells him that he thinks she's a gorilla that would never get married, but Yuji calls her attractive. Danny thinks that Yuji is insane, but Annie comes from behind and tastes Danny's big punisher. Sorry, I meant Annie punishes Danny. During range practice, Yuji shoots every single bullet on point, which surprises the commander. Asako, the best sniper in the world, was the only one who used to accomplish such a feat. A girl hears their conversation and oversees Yuji being awarded first place in sniping. She comes up to him later at night, asking him to talk with her. She introduces herself as Millie, and Yuji wonders why pushy women are the only ones he gets. Next to the swimming pool, he restrains her after she punches him until she apologizes. He recognizes her as the second-place sniper and asks her what she wants. Millie tells him that she meant marksmanship, and they go to a range together with her weapon. She tells him that her father used to hit these targets when they were out of range, but believed that all of it was just him being drunk and lying. Yuji's first shot misses, and she tells him to chill out because he only has 6 shots left. Yuji asks her what the color of the sky is today, takes aim, and fires, hitting the target. He tells her that her father probably wasn't lying, and Millie finds a person she can trust. After that day, his training was complete, and he was sent overseas for his final exam. Aboard the ship, Danny asks him what he bought with his money because he was able to get a car, but Yuji reveals that he only got a lady's watch. Danny makes fun of his watch and Yuji's Asian persuasion, saying that Yuji's been giving Millie the small hour hand while Danny could be giving her the long minute hand. Millie hears his vulgar language and kicks him. While they argue, A random weirdo is playing a dating simulator with his little sister and loses his mind as she takes her plot armor off. They wonder how he's shamelessly doing this and what language he's speaking. Yuji, cultured in this subject, knows that he must be a fellow man of culture from Japan. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the vast realms of anime. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more thrilling reviews and discussions. Until next time, keep exploring the boundless wonders of anime with us.